You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Well, hello. I am your host, dini-mussolini, and welcome to Vigilantes Radio. There are over 10,000 of you guys on the line with us this morning, and I greatly appreciate that, totally. You guys are so awesome for always being loyal and calling into the podcast here. So I definitely appreciate you guys. And I want you to do it now. A great freedom comes when you have done everything that needs to be done. When you don't have the burden of things you said that you'll do later, and you're free to pursue your dreams. When something needs to be done, do it now. Then you only have to deal with it just once. If you keep putting things off, guys, you spend an enormous amount of energy worrying about it or feeling guilty about it, and it's still not done. Who needs that? Either do it now, schedule a particular time to do it, or decide not to do it at all. Don't carry around a lot of vague laters. They clog your brain and your spirit and slow you down. When you stop stockpiling laters and start taking decisive action, you gain clarity, focus, and effectiveness. So do it now. Take it from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or Inside the Book, Inside the Business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos, crystalline, or starseeds, or for my Vigilantes audience family, and 2 times for my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 4 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect, and we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. And that's V as in Victor. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Text that number to your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. Feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much and we take up the entire hour. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, iTunes, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we ever aired.
Well, guys, you're in a treat for today. Our interview today is the Camille-Calvin interview, and you probably didn't know this, but I'm your host. Yeah, dini-mussolini. Anyway, so yeah, there's like over 10,000 of you guys on the line with us. Those are like angry mob numbers, shut down internet type of numbers, but it's cool. We can house all of you guys here. Our interviews, we go beyond the music, we go beyond the blog, the books, the movies, and into the minds of the people who create these things, from researching our guests, relentlessly mining for all the details, listening, reading, watching everything we can. Our interviews are designed to bring out the best possible answers through thought-provoking questions that have real substance. So our guest today is Camille-Calvin. She's an incredible actress, director, spokesperson, and salsa dancer. Oh yeah, spicy. So let's welcome her. Well, I forgot. Before we do that, guys, we have to do this.
Wow! Do you have an idea that needs to get out there? PitchYourIdeas.org is looking for people with ideas to get to the industry.
PitchYourIdeas.org is looking for people with great ideas to get to the industry and to the public. Do you have ideas that need to get out there? Go to PitchYourIdeas.org and get your ideas out there.
PitchYourIdeas.org is looking for people with great ideas to get to the industry and to the public. Do you have ideas that need to get out there? Go to PitchYourIdeas.org and get your ideas out there. PitchYourIdeas.org is looking for people who don't know what to do with your talent or ideas. People who have ideas, inventions, movie scripts, TV scripts, and ideas that will entertain, inform, or make things better should go to PitchYourIdeas.org.
And there you have it, PitchYourIdeas.org. You have ideas sitting on your hard drive in that notebook of yours, or on your cellular phone in the memo pad. These guys will pitch your ideas and get them out there. They work in the music industry, the movie industry, and science. So yeah, PitchYourIdeas.org. If you just don't know where to place your idea, hit those guys up. All right, so let's welcome our special guest to our show, Camille-Calvin. You're now live in the mix with all of us. How's it going?
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm loving your show.
Definitely, and we are excited to have you here. So how are you feeling in this new year?
I'm feeling really good and really hopeful, and just fired up. This new year has a lot of great things, I think, lined up for the film and music industry. So many big turns are happening as far as the people who are in power and people who are now being given power to speak up. And I just think that it's bringing nothing but positive things for us as performers and conscious people who are bringing awareness to other people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Are you working in the music industry now?
No, I'm not. I am not working in the music industry, but I love it. I'm such a big fan of so many different artists. Music really drives me and can help get me into a feeling or emotion, that I need to hone into when I'm about to go out for a part or I'm developing a character. I use music a lot as, a catalyst to get me to where I need to be.
Definitely. All right. For all our listeners out there, can you give us a little background about who you are?
Yeah, for sure. I'm Camille-Calvin. I'm an artist. I just say a well-rounded artist, I guess. Actress, director, performer. And I've done a lot of independent films. I've been in some music videos, done some modeling here and there. And so now I'm just trying to develop more projects and really try to figure out what I'm going to do this next year to really develop, I guess, my acting skills and the projects that I want to present.
It's awesome. So, Camille, on this show, I always talk about, how to seize the moment or making the most out of the moments that we are given. Because, time is something that can only be used once. There's no refunds, no do-overs, that type of thing.
Right.
So, what about that moment for you? That moment in time where you just had to put up or shut up, as they say, that debut audition that will either make you or break you. Tell us about that experience, where it happened, when it happened, and your feelings about it all.
Oh, man. I think for me, that experience is every time I walk into the audition room. Because it's literally that moment when you have to give it your all, like you said, put up or shut up. That's your moment, and you only have a couple of minutes. But in my mind, in those couple of minutes, all rules are out the window. I'm not worried about the other actors waiting outside the door or any kind of time limit that I have in the room. That's my time. And it's my time to show what I'm bringing to the table as an artist. And if it takes me 60 seconds, to contract the emotions that I need to do in order to say a line in a way that I want to say it, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my time. I get everything out in that room when I'm in there, and I don't walk out until I feel like I've portrayed that character in the way that I plan to. And when I walk out, it's kind of a big relief, when you leave, because it's almost like you were just in a fight, like swinging and throwing out everything you've got. And you walk away, you're kind of exhausted. It feels like you just went through an array of emotions. And you have to feel like, all right, okay, I left everything on the table. They've seen everything that I can do. They've seen all of my research and my work right there. And that's all you can do. And when you get that call back or when you get the job, man, nothing feels better than to know that your work as an artist was accepted, loved, and, welcomed by other creatives who thought you portrayed their vision in the way they had in mind. Or maybe you brought something to the table that they didn't even know that they wanted.
Right.
So, yeah, that feels great. Like, I think immediately I'm thinking about even this audition that I went on for the Snoop Dogg music video. And that was like my first real experience auditioning for something with, a notable artist. And I went in there and they just wanted, it's a music audition, so music video audition. So you're just kind of moving to the music. And they're looking for, I don't know what they're looking for, the hottest girl that walks in the room, or they want you to just do something original. But man, they turned on the music and I was sliding down every piece of furniture in the room, just going for it, just trying to do something different, like doing something that no other girl thought of. And and then so I got the part and I worked with Snoop. Got to work with him a few times, actually. So that was fun. The music video was called Hat to the Back. It was for a group that he produced, Western Union. And so that came out. That was a lot of fun. It was great working with him because just all my life I've been watching his videos, listening to his music. I loved him. My whole family, like everybody loves Snoop. So that was mind-blowing to me.
Definitely. Are you originally from Cali?
I'm from Atlanta.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My side of the world. Yeah.
Yeah?
Funny how we end up in Cali.
Right? Everything either.
But Atlanta's like a smaller Cali to me sometimes. It
really is. It's grown so much. And I just wish it was, it had all of this film influence when I lived there, because I could have just stayed. But yeah, I moved, and then, man, things really picked up there, and I got to get back.
Yeah.
Got to get back.
Definitely.
Where are you located?
Oh, right now I migrate between my home in Mississippi and Burbank, Cali.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Burbank. Oh, you're right around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah. So, an ongoing topic is how do teenage actors are supposed to transition their careers when they begin to grow up.
Okay.
I believe if you do it too soon, you lose fans, endorsement deals, work, and can get, major flack from like TMZ and all those other tabloids. But if you do it too late, you just might miss your appropriate fan base, and work, and even a part of yourself, because you're not able to be yourself. And there are countless actors and actresses and artists that go through these things. What's your take and opinion on this from a director's point of view?
It's a good question. Because most of what we do as actors is a business. We are in business for ourselves. And it's got to be tough for child actors. They give up their childhood and they start work really early, usually, and they do have good careers because they start off with a strong fan base, and their fan base is usually impressionable youth, and many of them go on to have, a chance to segue into selling products and kind of become a brand. So to separate yourself from that brand and move on into adulthood, it's got to be really difficult. I've never been a child actor. I started in my late teens. But as a director, I've had a chance to work with a few child actors. And I got to say, it really takes like a special kind of child to be able to handle that, and parents. I think as far as moving into the next part of their career as they become adults, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because when they're working in the industry, they develop their minds much quicker. I think they have much more life experiences than other kids do, because, they're spending all day with adults, not other kids. They're kind of being forced to take part in adult conversation on set. You hear other people talk, and you have to communicate with the director like an adult, and it's work for them. How many kids really work when they're that young? And so what they know is more of like what an adult knows. They grow up faster, is what I'm saying. They're growing up much faster. And I think as an artist, you want to portray what you know. And so I can see why young stars start acting, or seem to the rest of the world to act much older than they really are. But at the same time, if you're really excelling as a kid star, I think financially, you want to capitalize on your brand as long as you can, just stay in that world until maybe you see a sign of decline in your sales, and maybe that's when it's time to switch things up and move on to the next stage in your life. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, how would they bridge that gap before they start to see a decline in their sales? Like, when should they notice that, okay, it's time to switch things up before, they take a hit in their pocket?
maybe a change in the roles that they're playing as an actor. You start seeing that, oh, maybe I'm not being cast for the same type of role that I was cast before. Now people are trying to put me in a different category. And as a result, I think it would just maybe happen naturally, because if you see sales declining, you see people trying to put you in a different category, maybe your looks are changing a little bit. You don't look so much like that young star that everyone used to love. Like right off the bat, I'm thinking about, Michael Jackson when he went through, the change. He was, so young and adorable, and then he went through puberty, and he, was still adorable. And but for whatever, he felt like it was a need to switch up his look and do something different. I guess his fans kind of told him what they wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good thing to look out for.
I believe that. He's a great example for that, too.
Greatest ever.
Yeah. All right. What were you doing before you jumped into the world of acting?
What was I doing? I was sitting in front of the TV just watching movies back to back and just obsessing. Oh, man. Pretty much, I grew up in a small town, and I was born in Arkansas, Forest City, which I'm sure none of your listeners have heard of. Or maybe they have, because you probably have some listeners in Mississippi, which is close by.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really know anything about acting. I knew that I wanted to be a performer. And I didn't really have an example of what an actor does to get in the business, So I just kind of obsessed about it. I watched the movies. I would, practice scenes and reenact things without knowing that was even a possibility for me. And it wasn't until much later in life that I kind of figured it out and said, yeah, this is what I want to do. I went to business school, and my parents really pushed me to just kind of have a conservative life. And at some point I was just like, you know what? I'm out of here. And I moved, and I went to California without a plan and with just like a little bit of money in my pocket. And I got here, and I kind of floated around, and then I realized that, wow, people, they're really making movies here. Like, of course, it seems so simple. Like, of course, yeah, dummy, that's when movies are made. But to me, I just couldn't really, it wasn't something that I thought I could even grasp, or I couldn't even understand it until I got here and really saw it happening before me. And then I thought, oh my God, okay, it was like someone just took the lid off the jar, and my eyes were opened, and I said, this is what I want to do, and this is what I've been wanting to do all my life. I just didn't know how to put it into words, or didn't even know it was a possibility for me, and then I got here and I just went for it.
Definitely. And hats off to you for making that. That's a major move from, small town to big city that's alive 24/7.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know. I just jumped,
Yeah. All right. So nowadays, with the internet watching every move that, people can possibly make, and even digging up old tweets and stuff, is having a positive impact on others something that you might always have to wonder about?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important to make a positive impact, and I love projects. I do that. I love it, getting a script or getting to read for a project that really means something, and that's really going to spread a message, a positive message. But sometimes, film is just entertainment, and it's just supposed to serve the purpose of being entertaining. And I think that's okay too. People sometimes just need to forget the pain that they're going through or have a laugh, So being a part of a film that's just funny and entertaining, I don't think it has to be so serious all the time. And I actually, now that I think about it, most of the content online is comedic. Mm-hmm. I think it's because people are just like, oh my God, you're at work or you're sitting behind your desk or wherever you are, and maybe you just have a couple of minutes to look at your phone, and you just kind of want to be taken out of your reality in that moment. And so you flip through and you look and you see, okay, I can watch this little 3-minute video and I'll see if it's funny, So I think I see more comedic stuff online. And I guess it serves its purpose there. But I would like to see more dramatic stuff, because I do love dramatic films that have a message. So, yeah. I mean, I'm all down for a message, a positive message. But I love comedy, too. I just want to laugh sometimes,
Yeah. Do you think it's possible to do like a dramatic, I don't know, there's so many like comedians doing those Facebook videos. There's like, 1 or 2 minutes. Do you think it's possible to do a drama that long and, get the point across?
I think it's possible. Yeah, I think it's possible to maybe have segments of a story, small episodes with cliffhangers. It might be hard to really care about a character and get involved emotionally in a complete story that's only a couple of minutes long. But I think if it's part to a bigger story as a whole, small parts and sections, I think that would work. Episodic.
Yeah. So what about when it comes to like opinions? The keep it 100, keep it real on the internet. People's watching, they want to know your opinion, but like for me, for instance, I'm a very positive person. It's not just for the radio show. That's me every day. But there are times when I do have a pettiness level. And and I want to be petty so bad, but my inner consciousness prevents it, but it's there. So when it comes to you and the internet is watching, but there's just something that's just really pecking on you, and you have to say it. What is your conscious thought on your reaction? Before you put your opinion out there.
I guess it depends on what that opinion is, but if I know it's petty, I'll probably have to be like, okay, girl, just calm down. Don't tweet that to the world. But yeah, I don't know. At the same time, I feel like if what you're saying is important, like for example, this H&M. Have you seen the news lately?
I just heard about that yesterday. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh my God, like I was livid, and I'm thinking, where were this kid's parents when the shoot happened? And I see people tweeting about it, and I don't think it's a petty thing to tweet about something that's bringing awareness to what a company has done, because it's important for everyone to get behind each other and say, hey, maybe we're all boycotting this company for putting out such a mindless statement or a mindless product and thinking people are going to be behind it. Things like that, yeah, you have to stand up for it. But if I had an argument with someone, I'm not going to sit here and tweet oh, F this bitch or whatever because da-da-da-da-da happened. I try to leave my personal life out of social media. That's my personal rule. Oh.
Yeah. You made it extremely hard, when I was doing my research.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I have to protect the people that I love. And I don't want anyone coming for them because then things will get ugly. And so it's important for me to just, you know what, I'll put myself out there, but my personal life is just for me.
Right. I agree. You have to have that certain level of security nowadays as well.
Yeah, you really do.
Yep. Are there certain scenes or movies that are off limits to your creativity and art form? I don't think so. I was having this conversation the other day, and it was the whole nudity conversation about, when is it okay to take off your clothes in a film? And I thought, you know what, we're all human. Like, we all have, like, the same, men and women have different parts, but we all we know what's there, and it's a part of the human experience to see another human's body. And as far as that goes, I feel like if you're working on a project and that comes up and there's nudity involved, my question would be, is it necessary for the project? First of all, is the purpose of me getting naked just for some kid to get off somewhere, or is it to really sell the realism of the film, meaning that the rest of the film has to be just as good and just as real, and they can't have this hokey script and then all of a sudden want a real moment in a sex scene or in a scene where you're stepping out of the shower. I think that's basically where I stand with it. I'm open to anything as long as I feel like it's necessary for the project, and I see it in my mind that way. Like, yeah, like that's naturally she would be naked here, or naturally she would say this controversial thing here, or whatever the circumstance might be. It's not always about nudity. There's a lot of reasons to walk away from a project, and I think that as long as the integrity is there behind the art and the writing as well, and everyone involved is professional, then that makes it something that's more desirable to do as an artist. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. I feel the same. Like, if it's natural, if it's like realistic, for a certain situation, then yeah, okay. Luckily, we're in radio, and we're just sitting here.
Your ass anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if they came in with a script like, okay, you guys have to read these scripts, but you have to be naked. No, I'm not down with that. There's all guys here. We're not down with that.
So you never sit naked behind the mic?
Yeah. Well, when it's just me.
Oh, okay.
But now there's co-hosts and engineers and all that. No.
Yeah, it might be a little odd.
Very odd. All right, so in media and even being an independent journalist, I still find myself, censoring myself. Like, there's certain topics I want engage in. I may ask my guests about it, see what their opinion is, but I really don't offer any of my own. And, you know, I really don't have a boss or, you know, anybody over my head trying to pull the plug or cut my mic off because of my views or my opinions. But I personally think most people are super sensitive these days. Like, you have to walk on eggshells almost. And I'm sure you can at least, you know, attest to that, you know, being who you are. But my question is, do you struggle with it?
Yeah, I struggle with that. I think I'm always thinking about pushing the envelope. That's just who I am as a person. Just when I was younger, I, you know, just say things to get, you know, a rise out of people, which is immature. But, you know, it's just part of who I am. And so I always sought out and admired other projects, movies that did that. You know, I remember watching Total Eclipse, a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio when he was fairly young and early on in his career. He had some really controversial scenes in that movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And yeah, I was like, damn, I've never seen anything like this on television. And I was so engaged, and this is the type of stuff I want to do. And you know, when you're an artist, you have the right to do that. So that's one of the great things about what we do. So yeah, I do love pushing the envelope, but I find myself pulling back from time to time, you know, afraid, like, am I going to cross the line? And if I'm making a choice as an actor, I might find myself questioning, you know, am I going too far? If I do that, is that going to gross people out, or are they going to look at me different? And I mean, that's usually what makes a good project, I think, though, because if you're challenging the viewers and myself, I think it just keeps everything fresh, you know.
Yeah.
As a director, I've put out a couple of projects, and one in particular was a short film that will be released soon on demand, and it's called In the Clouds. Yeah, and it's about a young woman who, as a dancer, develops a relationship with a much older woman. She's practically a senior, and she's a retired ballerina. So, you know, it becomes obvious that their relationship starts being a little more than just a friendship. And, you know, it was really different. And the film brought, you know, attention to ageism, the sexuality of seniors. It got, you know, some recognition from the LGBT community. And, you know, I had a few screenings with large audiences. I kind of sat in the back of the theater thinking in my seat to see how people were going to receive the film. And, you know, there were some moments where, you know, the film gets a little interesting, and I could see people sinking in their seat, and some people were so uncomfortable that they're looking away. And I'm thinking, man, I must be the biggest sicko in the world. Why did I do this? But but, you know, I just had to realize that I'm bringing attention to something that a lot of people are uncomfortable with. They're not sure how to deal with that. But as an artist, we just have to kind of put ourselves out there. You know, we say what's on our mind. We write and choose what we want as a performer. So my advice to you, Dini, is just don't censor yourself, especially since you don't have someone standing over you telling you what to do. Just be free. And look at Trump. He tweets randomness at any hour of the day. He doesn't censor himself, so I'm not saying be like him by any means, but I'm just saying, yeah, there's a lot of people in this world who don't have the luxury of saying what it is they want to say because of their job or even the country they live in. So as long as what you're doing isn't hurting anyone, just go for it.
Yeah, I think about it a lot, but I don't know. It's like nowadays I tend to avoid arguments.
Oh, yeah.
Even when, I'm very strong about my opinion, I'd rather let somebody think they're right than to, keep going on in argument.
Yeah, I can understand that. Some people they're just yapping and they're not listening, so.
Yeah, that type of thing.
It's like, you pick your battles. When someone's ready to hear you, they're ready and they'll listen, but a lot of people aren't ready.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because I was going to bring up the Trump thing, but he's old news. When it comes to like you and your views, and there's certain things that divide our country, like Bill Cosby, O.J. Simpson, and the most recent allegations and stuff with producers and directors about molestation and all that kind of stuff. Do you normally speak out as well, or do you just sit back and watch the country just divide itself when it's issues like that?
I try to ask myself, in speaking out, or is what I have to say going to be helpful? Or am I just trying to get attention? I don't want to seem like someone who's just flapping their arms to be seen. I always want to make sure that what I'm saying is adding in some way some knowledge or something that is helpful. But yeah, I definitely think it's important to speak out if you have important information to give with all the stuff that's happening. My heart just goes out to so many women in the industry who've had to deal with being I'll say preyed upon. And I've been in the same situation. I know how it feels. And I have to say, I feel like, yes, it's important to speak out, but there are things like there are some people who get overlooked because they're not as famous as some of the other people who've been accused. For example, if you look at all the men who've been brought to the spotlight because of what they've done, there are a lot of other people in the world who've been yelling like, help, I'm being terrorized by this person, but that person isn't famous, and so that person doesn't make news. I think that's something that has to change, and I've been thinking about saying something about that and posting about that. There are so many women that I know who've been terrorized by people in the industry. And it's not that those women aren't famous, it's that the person that they're pointing out who've either sexually harassed them in the workplace or worse, because that person isn't as big as Harvey Weinstein or Kevin Spacey, their cries get unheard. And I think that needs to stop. But I think it is stopping. Our industry is kind of creating I think I've heard of a hotline that's being created for women to be able to call and make complaints anonymously, because there's just no real union for sexual harassment, or I guess I should say HR department for sexual harassment in the film industry. So that's something that I really hope changes, but I try to speak up whenever I can, and make cries whenever I feel like they're going to be heard.
Yeah.
I don't want them to fall on deaf ears.
All right. Oh, yeah. So, what made you get into directing?
Directing for me came long after I decided to be an actress. And what I realized quickly after working a few jobs is that I had more interesting stories that I wanted to tell instead of just being part of the cast. I had so many stories and ideas that I kind of created myself and fantasized about, and characters that I fantasized about playing. So that kind of propelled me into doing something about it, and writing, and even seeking out other writers, great writers, and looking at what they have and putting some of my money and effort behind it, and gathering other like-minded people to produce and create other things that I felt like our industry needed. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been professional for at least 12 to 15 years, and that is a pretty long time for some. Some don't make it for 2 years. Well, after 2 years. Do you feel like or let me ask you this, what's your end goal? What will make you feel like you've just accomplished your biggest goal ever?
I don't know if it's been that long. I feel like when I first moved to LA, the first 5 years were just figuring things out, and just I didn't know anything about film. So you could take off like half of that time. But once I started figuring things out, I was like, oh my God, I love this. This is me. This is what I've been looking for. This is fulfilling that void that I've had for so long. I figured out what I wanted. This is what I wanted to do. And ever since then, it's in me, and it's something I want to do every day. I don't feel like I've done enough. I don't feel like I've even scratched the surface. There's so much that I want to do in this industry, and there's so many directors and actors I want to work with. So many actors that have long history of leading roles, like Halle Berry, even Oprah, producing these wonderful films and shows. Those are the people I look up to. That's, what I want, and I don't see myself ever stopping.
Yeah.
It's just part of my life now.
Definitely.
Did I answer your question? I feel like I was just rambling. But yeah, so.
All right.
Hi.
Yeah. All right, guys, we have to catch our breaths, right? So after the music break, we'll be back. Oh, and this is everybody's favorite part of the show. It's called the hot seat, and we get to put Camille, Calvin in our hot seat. Maybe she'll sing for us or share a poem or inspirational speech. Maybe she can freestyle rap. I don't know, she listens to Snoop Dogg. Who knows what she can do? Play a live instrument or tell a story. Well, you never know with these creative minds and vessels we're producing the spotlight. And today we'll find out if Camille Calvin has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of her true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. But for right now, we have a fellow kinsman. He's from Jamaica. You guys know I'm Jamaican and Native American. But here he is, Boss on Me Want You. We'll be right back.
Me want you, me want you, me want you, want you, me want you, but me I want you. Me want you, me I want you, me I want you, want you, me I want you, but me want you. From the moment we soulmate, you and me want. Yeah. You want me soulmate, you want me flan. My emotions, I fall in love rather easy. So love don't play with my love, don't tease me. Me want you, me want you, me want you, want you. Me want you, but me I want you. Me want you, me I want you, me I want you, want you. Me I want you, but me want you. Your attire on fire, me love your physique. Love your physique. My woman crush every day and I day week. Every day of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for you, babe. Me want you, me want you, me want you, want you. Me want you, but me I want you. Me want you, me I want you. Maybe me in love with love and the feeling it brings. Encompass me all to my soul healing things. Please do not judge me, I know I have issues. I just want to be loved and I'm hoping that it's you. Me want you, me want you, me want you, want you. Me want you, but me I want you. Me want you, me I want you.
Again, that was Boss Champs, Me Want You. All right, are you addicted to success? What are you talking about, Dini? All right, listen. Addiction can work against you or it can work for you. It just depends on what you are addicted to. When you get yourself addicted to success, you'll want more and you'll do whatever it takes to get it. Look at how many people are addicted to cigarette smoking. Now, I won't bash the cigarette smokers, but it is expensive, unhealthy, and it alienates other people. Yet, millions continue to do it. They are unwilling to stop themselves. Why? Because it makes them feel good, or they need it for their nerves, or whatever it is. I used to, a long time ago. And I really don't have a reason of why I did it. I wanted to look cool, maybe. Take a few pictures. Nah, just kidding. But, and a lot of artists ask me this, like, yo, I don't have money to support my dream. My number one question to them is always, do you smoke? Yeah, I smoke. All right, check this out. Stop smoking for a month, save that money, put that towards your dream. Get some every time, because the money spent on cigarettes, it adds up over time. And it is enough to jumpstart a dream, especially in the music industry. You really don't need much. Well, what about heroin? This addiction is on the rise again. Using heroin requires an involvement in an underground culture. It is expensive. It involves sticking a needle into your body, and it consumes and destroys life. Yet more and more people are doing it. Why? Because it feels good. I wouldn't know about that, but from what I hear, it feels good. And I'm telling you guys, success can feel good too. They can feel very good. And unlike tobacco or heroin, the high from success and accomplishments doesn't fade in a matter of hours. Yo, you can ride that high for years. Yeah. Once you've had even just a small bit of success, then it becomes easier to get addicted to more success. The high of accomplishment makes you want more. That's why it's important to set some small, quickly attainable goals. When these goals are reached, you feel good, and you look for ways to do it again. That's how most addictions start out, small. Each time you experience success, savor it. Yeah, let it marinate in your brain. Enjoy it. This is important because the more you feel good, the more addicted you'll be. So get yourself addicted to success, and you can't help but to succeed. Start small and really savor each accomplishment. You'll be hooked in no time because it feels so good, and you want to stop. Take it from me, Dini-Mussolini. All right, so let's bring Camille back on. You're now in our hot seat. What do you have for us?
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all the talk about seizing the moment and just kind of going for it, really had me thinking about one of my favorite songs. And so I might just do a little bit. I'll do a little bit of that.
Awesome.
All right, okay. I was playing in the beginning. The mood all changed. I've been chewed up and spit out and booed off stage, but I kept rhyming and stepped right with the next cipher. Best believe somebody's paying to buy diaper. All the pain inside and provide by the fact that I can't get by with my 9 to 5 and I can't provide the right type of life for my family because, man, these goddamn food stamps still buy diapers. And there's no movie. There's no Mekhi Phifer. This is my life, and these times are so hard. It's getting even harder trying to feed and water my seed. Plus, see, it's harder caught up between being a father and a prima donna, baby mama drama, screaming all of too much for me to want to stay in one spot. Another day of monotony's got me to the point I'm like a snail. I've got to formulate a plot or end up in jail or shot. Success is my only motherfucking option. Failure's not. Mom, I love you, but this trailer's got to go. I cannot grow old in Salem's lot. So here I go, here's my shot. Beat fail me not, because maybe the only opportunity that I got. You better. A little bit from Eminem.
Yo, this is probably the best hot seat of the year. Camille-calvin-raps-eminem. No way. Yo, we could totally hang out. Like, Eminem's my favorite.
Yeah, we can. Let's do it. Hit me up.
Wow. Yes, this is incredible. Camille-calvin-raps-eminem. Dope. And did it flawlessly.
Oh, you think? Oh, man. That song,
yes.
when that movie came out, I was like, oh, my God. It was, like, so dope because I'm a big fan of Prince and Eminem. And to me, that movie was, like, the modern Purple Rain. Like, the whole story, the way it happened, he's an artist. He's in a small town. He's trying to get out, and everything's against him, and his girl, breaks his heart, and then he's just got that one performance to make a difference. And so, anyway, that's my jam.
Yes. Dope. So I just want to say thank you again for doing this interview and for that incredible hot seat. I really enjoy learning about you and hearing your opinions. So we always offer this open floor thing at the end of our interviews where you can say anything that you like, shout out whomever or whatever you want. I definitely recommend that you give people your links so they can stalk you like I did when I was researching. And,
Yeah, for sure. You guys, thank you so much for having me. This has been truly a blessing to just be a part of your show. It's so important, I know, to let other artists know how people have come about and got their start. I wish this was live when I was young, so I could have figured things out a little faster. But yeah, you guys hit me up on Instagram at camille-calvin, camille-calvin, or you can go to my website at camille-calvin.com. And look for my film In the Clouds on iTunes and possibly Netflix soon. Haven't got the word on exactly which platform it's going to be on, so just keep an eye out for it. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Dini.
All right, thank you, Camille. And guys, just in case you didn't get those links, I have them in the description of the show. So all you have to do is click the links. My fingers typed all of it, did all the work for you. So thank me later. Yeah, check her out. She's incredible, and I can't wait for this on demand. But is it a short film?
Yeah, it's a short movie. Short movie. Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for that to come out. And I just updated my Hulu account, so yeah, I definitely can't wait now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll send you a copy when it comes out.
Awesome. All right, Camille Calvin, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1media group, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, dini-mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace, and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.